Good morning and welcome to the Silver and Black Fantasy Football Weekly Report, Week 3. A couple of surprising 3-0 teams, and we have a big upset and all sorts of things happening this week, and a couple of trades that we'll talk about for a minute. So let's go straight to the action. We're going to start out with two teams on the way to an 0-3 record to whoever loses. And it was a big scoring game,
with the Black Knights coming out on top, 80-63, and the Knights had the high score of the week. Maurice Jones-Drew had a big day, and he is the player of the week, 119 yards, 3 touchdowns, 25.88 points. Michael Turner also found the end zone. Anquan Bolden and also got a TD. And the Cowboys had a big game, interception for a touchdown, 3 sacks, a defensive fumble recovery, and 2 interceptions. The EBC had Aaron Rodgers try to get him on top. He had 3 touchdowns, 2 passing, 1 rushing for 19.11 points. Brandon Jacobs and Dallas Clark found the end zone. And Mason Crosby had a big day with 12 points. The Black Knights go to 1-2, and the EBC 0-3.
That's another tough loss for the EBC, and you just got to keep on plugging away, and hopefully the win will come. As far as the Knights are concerned, if MJD can continue what he's doing, getting 3 touchdowns, he could be a strong contender as well. So we're going to the next game, the game that I call the Baby Bowl. Oh yeah, not because they're a bunch of crybabies, although one of them is, because there's babies at home. And you got the Pimp Daddies and TNT, and here's what happened.
The Pimp Daddies came out on top, 53-43. Jericho Cotchery torched the Titans for 108 yards and a touchdown for 12.32 points. The Giants got in double digits for the 3rd week in a row with a shutout against Tampa Bay and 1 interception for 11 points. And Ray Rice got a touchdown for 9 points. For TNT, their defense did well. They had 12 points, 2 sacks, 4 interceptions. Steven Jackson and Kevin Smith both got over 100 yards, but no one got a touchdown, and Terrell Owens ended up with no catches. So that is what happened.
The Daddies did just enough to win, and now they're undefeated in a just-win division. TNT is 0-3, although I'm sure that they're not getting enough sleep, so it's making it difficult to win these games. All right, moving on to the next game, we've got the Hellhounds and the Fun Hogs in the Battle of the In-Laws, and here's what happened.
The Hellhounds got up on top, 69-43, and Matt Schaub had his second straight 300-yard game, 3 touchdowns and 18.2 points. There were 3 players in double digits. Deshaun Jackson had a touchdown and 149 yards for 13.96 points, and Steven Gostkowski had 4 field goals and 2 extra points for 14 points. Pierre Thomas pretty much ran all over the Bills, and he had 2 touchdowns, 126 yards for 19 points for the Fun Hogs, and Kurt Warner chipped in with 332 yards and 1 touchdown for 10.43, but the rest of the team was abysmal, and the Hellhounds went out on top.
The Hellhounds escaped being winless. Going to 0-3 would have been very difficult to come back from, but now they're 1-2. The Fun Hogs getting beat up again. Their running back situation is not looking so hot, although they did make a huge trade with another in-law in the league, the Hells Angels. LaDainian Tomlinson from the Angels going to Fun Hogs for Big Ben Roethlisberger and Jeremy Shockey. The quarterback situation in the Hells Angels camp didn't look so great, so they tried to make an upgrade. I think, though, that it may be a little early to give up on your keeper, especially someone like LaDainian Tomlinson, but we'll see what happens next. In the next game, there was the Hells Angels with Big Ben Roethlisberger in tow against the Bears, and here's what happened.
The Bears clobbered the Hells Angels 58-37, and Peyton Manning got 4 touchdowns, 379 yards, 23.06 points. Willie Parker got in the end zone for 11.16. And the Broncos defense got 12 points. They are doing very, very well. As for the Angels, Big Ben paid off, I guess. One passing touchdown and one rushing touchdown for 13.8 points. Darren, see the problem with not having LaDainian Tomlinson? You're going to rely on Darren Sproles for 2.2 points. Akers got 10 points.
The addition of Big Ben wasn't enough for the Angels. They fall to 1-2. The Bears are now 2-1, and Peyton Manning is looking very good. So we're going to go to the next game. It's a huge upset. I'm not sure what happened. I'm a little speechless. But the Mafia Boys beat the Nation 41-38. It's inexcusable, but this is what happened.
Yeah, the Nation plays down to the competition, I guess. Mafia Boys with Willis McGahee starting with 2 touchdowns, 14.68 points. Phillip Rivers had 303 yards and a rushing touchdown for 12 points. And the rest of the team didn't do so good. Barely getting 41 points and still getting the win. That's pretty sad, but the Nation didn't do much better. Donald Driver had a touchdown and 10.32 points for the high score.
So Mafia Boys stay undefeated, 3-0. The Nation falls to 2-1. The Mafia Boys doing it with smoke and mirrors. They traded LenDale White for some backups. Shows that their number 2 pick, that was really horrible, and they recognize that. They got like subpar talent in order to trade him away. But they're 3-0. They're allowed to make mistakes like that, I guess, and see what happens the rest of the season. Going to the last game of the season, undefeated Westside Ballers going against last year's Hammer champion, and the Ballers came out on top.
50-38, led by Reggie Wayne, 126 yards and a touchdown. Greg Olson got a touchdown. The Chargers also got a touchdown for 11 points. But Drew Brees uncharacteristically didn't get a touchdown after getting 3 and 6 in the previous 2 weeks. As for Hammer, Nate Kading led the way with 11 points, but no one else was in double digits. Larry Fitzgerald, Roddy White out of the end zone, Matt Forte, and Fred Jackson not doing so well.
Not looking good when your tight end is the only one getting a touchdown. As for the Ballers, Drew Brees, no touchdowns, and they were still able to pull out a win. Could be destiny, 3-0. All right, let's take a look at the standings. You have the Westside Ballers on top of their division.
Yeah, and Westside Ballers, Mafia Boys still undefeated, 3-0 in the black hole. You have the Bears 3-1 in the Gene Upshaw, John Madden, you have Westside Ballers, and the Just Win, you have the Pimp Daddies still undefeated. Unbelievable. So we're going to go to the previews for Week 4, and you have Hell's Angels up against the Ballers. Ballers leading that. You could take a look at these. I didn't really work on them good enough, but here, look at that. The EBC favored by quite a bit. The Nation, of course, favored against the Fun Hogs, and you got TNT and Mafia Boys favored.
And that's the weekly report for this week, the week number 3. Good luck in week number 4. Next week I'll see you here at the Silver and Black Fantasy Football League studios. Until then, see ya.